Alright, my math friends, here we are again back into another math lesson. This time we have lesson 6.2d. We're going to be solving algebra equations involving multiplying and dividing using real-world problems. Okay, just like we did in the last lesson, we're going to take a real-world problem like this here. We are going to set up an algebra equation and then we are going to solve it. Alright, two good things for some good news for you. This video will not be as long as the last video. Sorry, I ran that one a little long. I really try not to go over 20 minutes. So that way, because I know it gets hard to watch math after 20 minutes of working it and viewing those videos. So this one will be shorter. And the second good news, this is just going to involve multiplying. We don't really even have to do dividing. That's going to help us out. It's going to give us a shortcut, because since multiplying and dividing are opposites of each other, then we can just actually do just the multiplying part. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm a nice guy. I'm all about giving you guys some shortcuts when I can. Okay, here comes our first problem. Let's get right into it and see what we got. Here's our steps just like before. We're going to read through the problem. Alright, read through it, see if you can get a visual of what is going on. The value of a stock decreases in value at a rate of $1.20 per hour. Okay, so the stock is going down this much each hour. The total value the stock decreased was $4.20. Write an algebra equation and find the number of hours it took for the stock to decrease $4.20. How long it took to get down to $4.20. Alright, we want to underline the question or the task. Okay, our task here, guys, is to write an algebra equation and find the number of hours it took the stock to decrease $4.20. Okay, finding the number of hours is our big clue. That is going to be our variable. I'm going to use H this time, H for hours. Alright, number 3, identify your facts. Take a look at that math problem. Make sure you get all of those facts up there. We know that the rate the stock is decreasing, going down, is $1.20 per hour, and we know the total value decreased $4.20. Okay, those are our math facts. We're going to name the variable, which we found that. Remember, the question gives us the variable. That was your super math tip yesterday. So H is going to be the hours. Alright, how long it took for the stock to drop to this price of $4.20. Step number 5, build the algebra problem. Okay, and I think the multiplying ones are a little simpler to build than the adding and subtraction ones, because this is what we got to do. Here's the number we're trying to get to. This is the number that we know. This was our ending point. So just like when we set it up, here is how much the stock fell. Alright, and if we per means multiply. Here's our other math facts. So it's $1.20 times the number of hours. So if we knew how many hours this was, we would go $1.20 times the hours to try and equal this number down here. So that's exactly how we're going to set up this algebra problem, but we're going to use H for the hours. We're going to say $1.20 times H times this number of hours, the mystery number we're going to try and find, is going to equal $4.20. Okay, boom, we just set up the algebra problem. Now let's go through here and solve it. It was that quick. Alright, it's a lot faster setting these ones up. Alright, so we have $1.20 times H. Remember, we got to do the opposite of multiplying by H. We have to divide to cancel out this number. Perfect. And we're going to divide over here on this side. There we go, $1.20. Divide that out. Draw your line down here. Bring down your H. Bring down your equal sign. Do the division on that, and you're going to end up with 3.5. Alright? 3.5 hours is how long it took that stock to fall. And you can check this answer by putting it in the place of H in the original problem. Take $1.20 times 3.5 and see if you get $4.20. That will be your check for the answer. Alright? Good, we got that one done. Let's move on to another example. We'll take a look at this next one we have here. Alright, here's our next example. We're going to read through the problem, get a visual of what is happening. A hot air balloon begins its descent, so it's going down, at a rate of 22.5 feet per minute. Okay? Write an algebra equation to find how many minutes it will take for the balloon's elevation to change by 315 feet. Basically, we'll want to know how many minutes it takes for the balloon to go down by 315 feet. Alright? Underline the question or the task. Alright, so we are going to write an algebra equation to find out how many minutes it takes for the balloon to go down 315 minutes. Here is our big thing we are trying to find right here, the number of minutes. That's the thing we do not know, so that is going to be our variable. So I'm just going to name that right now since I am thinking about it. Step number 3, identify your facts. Well, here is one fact right here. It is descending at 22.5 feet per minute. Alright, and our other fact is actually way down here at the bottom of the question. Isn't that weird? Here it is right here. That it went down, it dropped 315 feet. Okay, right here at the end of the question we have a math fact. Weird. Alright, well, we got it. Now we just have to deal with it. Okay, identify our facts, we did that. Number 4, we're going to name the variable, which we already did. Already taken care of step number 4. Number 5, we're going to build the algebra problem. Okay, just like we did before, here's how much it changed by. That's what we know took place. That's our ending number. So that is going to be the number we are trying to get to on this side of the equal sign. This is what we know. And to get to that number, we are dropping 22.5 feet per minute. Remember, per means multiply. Okay, the words per or each means multiply, alright, in most cases. Okay, so per means multiply, so we're going to take 22.5 feet times whatever the number of minutes are, which is going to be m, and we will get at this number right here. That's going to help us find the minutes, so let's set that up. Instead of 22.5, why not throw in a decimal? Let's make it 22.5. So we're going to take 22.5 times m, that's how many minutes, and that would give us this total drop. If we knew what that number is, and guess what? We are going to find out what that number is. So we need to cancel this number out, so we need to do the opposite of multiplying by 22.5, and that would be, you guessed it, divide by 22.5, cancel that off. I'm going to divide this number by 22.5. Alright. And let's drop down, let's get this line across here so we can clean this up. Bring down our m, bring down our equal sign, and when we divide that out, that comes out with negative 14 minutes. Okay, that's how long it took. Alright, now we don't have to include the negative 14. No one's going to say, how long did it take? Well, it took negative 14 minutes. People don't really talk like that. You could just say just a regular 14 minutes for that one. Okay, and you can test it out. If you take 22.5 times negative 14, you should get negative 315. Alright, we just did step 6, and I also talked to you about how to check your answer. Alright, moving on to our next example. We are doing great on these problems so far. Alright, here is the last example I have for you. Then we have a try this. We're going to read through the problem. Early in the morning, the temperature increased 3/4 of a degree per hour until the total amount of temperature increase was 5 degrees. Okay, so get that picture. Every hour the temperature is going up by this amount until it goes up by a total of 5 degrees. How many hours did it take for the temperature to reach the 5-degree increase? Alright, we are going to underline the question or the task. This time we have a question. How many hours did it take for the temperature to reach 5 degrees, the 5 degrees increase? Okay, let's identify our facts. We know the temperature is increasing at 3/4 of a degree per hour, and we know that the total increase was 5 degrees. That's how much the temperature went up by. It's also the same down here. We don't need both of the facts. They're both exactly the same. We just need one of those. So we identified our facts. Name the variable. Remember, look to the question. How many hours did it take? That is what our variable is. We don't know what the hours are. Let's put an H there for hours. That is what we are trying to solve, is how many hours it took for this to happen. We are going to build the algebra problem. Alright, get your equal sign here. Over here is where we need the end, or we need the finish. We know that the finish was a 5-degree increase. So the temperature went up by 5 degrees. And over here on this side, we're going to take a look at this math fact. We know that the temperature went up 3/4 of a degree per hour. Remember that. That means multiply. So it's 3/4 times the number of hours is going to get us 5. That's how we're going to set it up. So let's use that. We got 3/4 times H equals 5. I could change that into a decimal if I want, but why don't I just work with a fraction? Why not? Haven't done that for a while. That'll help me practice this skill. So I'm multiplying by 3/4, so I need to do exactly the opposite. I need to divide by 3/4. Okay, that'll cancel that off. Divide over here by 3/4. You got to do the same exact thing. Remember, when you divide by a fraction, we're going to make this 5/1. And when we divide by a fraction, we're going to multiply by this fraction flipped upside down by 4/3. Multiply that out, we get 20/3. We can simplify that. 3 goes into 20 6 times. And then we have 2 as a remainder, and we still keep the 3 to make our fraction. Alright, draw our line across there. We have H equals 6 2/3 hours. That's how long it took for the temperature to increase. 6 2/3 hours. You could also change that to minutes if you want to get fancy. Then you would have 6 hours and 40 minutes. If you want to get super technical, but I would take this right here. That'll be fine. Alright, we did step 6. We solved. Step 7, we could check if we want. We could take 3/4 times 6 2/3 and make sure that we get 5 over here to make sure our math is right.